everybody, and welcome to Crystals and More Crystals with me, T. Gregory, and Sarah Brown. Tonight we will be talking about different crystals that will help you in your everyday life, whether it be healing crystals, protection crystals. We're just going to try to go through as many as we can to kind of help you through your life and your day. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, T. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good, and Sarah's struggling herself with a little mishap. We'll leave it at that. And so she's having her own problems today. So, yeah. So we're going to try to get through this show and try to get through as many as we can. Now, oh, goodness. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the main 7 crystals first. So I like to call our everyday crystals, our chakra crystals. There are some that are better than others, meant for our chakras, and I've learned this the hard way. So I'm going to share some of that with you tonight. Now, for the crown chakra, I usually like to use the rainbow moonstone. Now, the rainbow moonstone is a great stone for meditation. It's also a great stone for inner growth and strength, and it helps your crown chakra become receptive and connective to the spiritual realm. Now, I love rainbow moonstone. Do you use it, Sarah?
I do, actually. I sleep with it under my pillow a lot, and I also use it just when doing general meditation. I feel like it opens me up big time.
Oh, yeah. And of course, everybody knows I'm more of a fan of, like, the third eye, the fluorite, and the amethyst and all that. But I have to tell you that sometimes when I feel like I'm not getting a good connection to somebody, because, I always use my fluorides. I talked about that in the last show. It's like I'm a fluoride queen. I mean, you walk in my office and you're like, really, T? Really? Is there any left in the world but where you are? So they're everywhere. I have it in jewelry. I wear it every day. I always have a fluoride on me somewhere, somehow. So, but every now and then, even somebody stumps Miss T, right? So sometimes I have to take a rainbow moonstone and put it with my fluoride to get a better connection to somebody, especially like when I'm doing past life readings, or I'm trying to do like mediumship readings, deceased loved ones, or missing persons, I'll throw in a rainbow moonstone with my fluoride because it helps opening up that window to that spiritual realm. I couldn't think of the word for it. Okay, and then the next one, of course, third eye chakra, and like I was saying before, the fluorite and the amethyst. Now, fluorite, believe it or not, I didn't know this until I really looked into it, neutralizes negative vibrations. Now, see, I thought it was more of an intuitive stone. But what I've learned is, and why probably I love it so much, is that it does neutralize negative vibrations that come in while you're having your psychic visions. It also makes you receptive to the vibrations of other stones. So it's probably why I love fluorite so much, because I can use other stones with it, and it works well. It's like putting 2 dogs together, make sure they can play nice together, And
yes.
Yeah. Right. And it's also a good meditation stone because it helps energize your body and raise that power of concentration. Now, what do you use for your fluorite, but what do you use for your third eye, Sarah?
I'm a really big fan of just the amethyst, and I have a fluorite. It's more of it's a very, very, very light green color, and so I always have that around me no matter what. It's on my altar. But I'm just a fan of like your good old standard amethyst. I also have an ametrine that is, citrine amethyst. And I find that one's really good with like clearing and getting a really good pop of information to come through as well.
Now, did you know ametrine was good for depression?
No, I didn't. That's really interesting.
I didn't either until I was like making jewelry one time, and I had this girl about a year ago ask me, did I have any, and I looked it up, and it was good for depression. I would have thought, but and amethyst is supposed to be good for headaches, which is crazy because I always thought Lapis was like my best headache friend in the world for migraines, but then I found out that amethyst is good for headaches also.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've actually had Lapis cause me more headaches because it opens me up so much that it almost makes me feel kind of almost exhausted, like psychically exhausted sometimes. And so I really have to be careful with Lapis and wearing it a lot. I only really bust it out when I need like that extra bump, so to speak.
Yeah, and that was our next one we were going to talk about is lapis lazuli. Now, that can help you overcome depression and open the door to self-acceptance, which leads to a they say much happier life. Now, I have problems with lapis, too, and how odd is that? It's supposed to bring mental clarity and emotional healing, and it's supposed to be great for, like, major migraines, which everybody knows I suffer big time from. But I'll tell you, I'm with Sarah on this. I think that the more open intuitively you are, lapis kind of hurts you more than helps you. So I'm with Sarah on the amethyst for like the headaches and the third eye, and so I would rather mix the amethyst with the fluorite than bring in some lapis. I used to be a big fan of it, but I'm with you on that. I find that the more intuitive you are, I think that it does interfere with that. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And for beginners, I often recommend lapis to them because I know that it will open them up. But for people that are already pretty sensitive, I find that it definitely almost blocks you in such a way that so much information is flowing in. And I think that's when the headaches really start for me is it's almost like an overwhelming, it's everywhere type deal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I always suggest that for the throat chakra, too. So far, everyone, we've done like the rainbow moonstone for the crown, the fluorite or the amethyst for the third eye, and the lapis or the sodalite for the throat chakra. Now, for the heart chakra, I know everybody screams rose quartz. And rose quartz is a good stone of unconditional love and infinite peace. It's really good about teaching you the self-love, the self-care. It purifies and opens the heart and brings in inner healing. And it can also draw off negative energy and replace it with loving vibes. But I have to tell you, even though rose quartz is a good heart chakra, here we go, right? I don't wear it. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's pink, it's pretty. I don't care if it's pretty. I tell you what. Do not let me wear a piece of rose quartz and walk out this house. I will be crying to the mailbox. I will be crying down the street, crying in the store. I can't wear it. I can't deal with it. And again, it might be from the over-intuitive cannot wear the rose quartz. But Sarah, if somebody wasn't open like that and wasn't very clairsentient and was having a problem with self-love, would you recommend it?
I'm more of a Angelite fan myself, as far as really getting in touch with yourself and the self-love. The rose quartz, yes, it's good. I feel like it's almost so common throughout, especially the United States, that most of us are kind of infiltrated with its energy every day anyway. And so I really like to kind of bounce over and bounce around and do more of a connect to those higher realms, Angelite type movement.
I like that. I was going to suggest like the Unikite. I like that, or the green avitrine is what I usually substitute the rose quartz for, but I like that Angelite. I don't have any, and I've never even tried it. It
works really, really well. It's one of those that I'll put under my pillow at night sometimes when it is an instant stone for me as far as I can hold it, I can feel the vibration, I can call upon guides to come down, and bam, they are right there. And it's to the point where if I have my cats in the room, they'll even like run over to the corner where, the spirit will bust in at, and they'll just be like meowing and purring and starting to act crazy because that's how instantaneous the stone works for me. So I highly recommend it.
Well, I'm definitely going to get some and try that. Now the next
do it, girl.
Yeah, I plan on it, girl. Oh, girl, don't let me get none. I'll be starting projects all over the place. You'll be like, come down, girl. There's only one of you. I'm telling you, but I'm going to get some. Might make me crazy, but I'm going to do it. Okay, now the next one is our solar plexus, which is also called our power chakra. Now for this one, I love citrine. Citrine increases your self-esteem, protects you from the negative energy, opens your mind to new thoughts, promotes clarity of thought, and I tell you what, if I've got a project on the table, I grab my citrine, girl. I grab it and I put it there because I tell you what, it helps with ideas, and especially now we're in the Chinese horse now, people. You know what that means. Ideas are flowing, get them projects done. And citrine is perfect. It stimulates that power chakra and gets you going to finish those projects. Now, what do you use, Sarah, for your solar plexus chakra?
I'm actually right there with you with citrine, but it's like my baby. I kind of take it everywhere with me. Like I said, I'll use my ametrine as well, but really I feel like having that influence of citrine within anything you're doing, I'll bring it with me on my mediumship reads. I'll bring it with me with my healing. I'll just have it on my person at all times, and it's wonderful. It always just gives you that amp and that whoosh of everything that you need.
Oh yeah, I love it. I tell you what, sometimes I mix it with the next power stone that we have, which is our sacral chakra, and I like to I'm posting on Facebook, everybody. She's like at the same time. But the sacral chakra stone that I love the best is carnelian. Now, the reason I mix it with the citrine is carnelian is a very creative and guarding stone. It also increases your personal power, and it's a great career stone and an energy booster. So let's say that I need this project to get done. I have my citrine, and I'm like, you know what? Like I was telling Sarah before the show, I'm exhausted. I am so tired. But you know what? Mm-hmm. You get that carnelian, and I'm just like, you know what? Give me that energy boost. I can do this. I can do this. So that's what I do. I just put my carnelian and my citrine right here, and I'm ready to do this, and I'm ready to go. So
nice. Yeah, I need to start doing that so I can get little bumps of energy.
You know, I make a bracelet, citrine and carnelian, and I wear it all the time when I'm doing things that I need creative ideas or projects I need to get done. You ought to try that, girl. It works. It works to even just put them together. It also helps create new ideas that you would have never even thought of. Not that we need any more projects right now. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, right.
There's only 100 things to do every day. No big deal.
I know, right? And everybody's always sending me emails. Hey, T, you know what? Don't tell me. I don't need to know right now. Tell me in a month. Yeah.
Definitely.
So carnelian for the sacral chakra. Mix it with citrine when you want to do your creative projects or get some work done. Or if you're too tired at work, grab your carnelian, take it with you. Okay, now. And this is a good one that I need to use, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but for the root base chakra, now a lot of people go with like the red stones, the red jaspers and things like that. I use the hematite. A lot of people cannot use hematite because it gives them headaches. It gives my husband headaches like you would not believe. He can't wear it to save his life. Me, I like it. It grounds and protects you. It strengthens your connections with the earth. It's supposed to make you feel safe, secure. It's supposed to be, just stimulate concentration, focus, enhance memory, and ground it and protect it. And that's what I need. I've been telling Sarah that for the past 3-4 nights I've been having nightmares all night long. And usually I can figure out my dreams to what they mean and everything else, and I just can't get a grip on it. I've saged, I've done everything, and I just can't get a grip. So I think I'm going to take some hematite to bed with me tonight, and I am definitely going to try to stop these dreams tonight. What do you use, Sarah, as a protection stone or even a root chakra stone?
Okay, well, I have 3 different stones that are my standard go-tos. The first is the hematite, which you'll see that I always have hematite earrings on, and so that just keeps me totally grounded, and I tend to float around like above my body a lot and have missing time and things like that, and so it really helps me to just kind of stay in the present and not be off in la la land a lot. I also love kyanite. If I know I'm going into a situation where I'm going to be either going into a house that's had entities in it or anything like that. I always slap my kyanite on me as well. And lastly, I love my obsidian. I wear an obsidian necklace, and it's just a simple black stone, but that by far is my favorite as far as protection goes, and it just keeps me right on track. I know it's always there, and it never needs to be cleared. It's just one of those really, really easy stones that matches anything and can go anywhere with you.
Oh, yeah. Now, a lot of people talk about the crystal quartz. I have a friend that's like, I wear my crystal quartz every day. I take it with me. I do have a couple amethyst and fluorite quartz mixed together, but I'm going to tell you about the crystal quartz, everybody. A lot of people get confused about the crystal quartz. Now, the crystal quartz amplifies all your other stones, okay? Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes it puts your chakras on like what I like to call overdrive. Sometimes you carry that crystal quartz and then your chakras all burst open, and then you can't control them throughout the day. I call, chakra openings. Everybody knows that takes my psychic development class knows I'm not a huge fan of opening all your chakras. If I was to open up all my chakras, it would be like giving me speed and setting me loose. You would not like what you saw. So, I never, ever have all my chakras open at once. Ever. It's just not a good thing for certain abilities, because it's like drinking a whole bunch of Red Bulls and then crashing. That's why I feel like a lot of people get the chakra openings that shouldn't have them, and then they're always going back for more. Because you should only really open the chakras you need for what you're doing at that moment. If I'm at work, I don't need my third eye open. I don't need my crown chakra open if I'm not dealing with anything intuitive. And I don't want to be bothered by spirits 24/7 while I'm trying to get a project done. So I'll open up my sacral chakra. I'll open up my power chakra. I'll open up my throat chakra if I have speaking to do or whatever. But if I'm doing like readings or classes, I'll open up my crown chakra, my third eye, and my throat. But I don't need my heart chakra open, especially, Sarah, when we do missing cases. I don't want to be crying the whole time we're there,
Oh, yeah.
So to me, crystal quartz doesn't fit for certain abilities. If you're very clairvoyant, it doesn't fit. If you're into mediumship and channeling, it doesn't work. So there's a lot of abilities that should not have their chakras open at all times. The Herkimer diamond, have you ever heard of that?
I have heard of it. I have not worked with one, though.
It balances the energy flow. I like that better than the crystal quartz. It's real clear. It's clear like the crystal quartz, but I like it better because it balances the energy flow instead of amplifying it. So I'd rather be balanced than amplified. So do you work with your crystal quartz? Do you work with yours a lot?
Honestly, when I was first starting out, I would work with my quartz a ton, and I have not busted out the quartz in a very, very long time. I prefer, if I'm going to use a lighter stone, I actually prefer to go with the selenite. It's like an awesome channeling tool. It allows that energy to just travel straight through it and explode out everywhere. And so I'm more of a fan of selenite than I am of just a regular quartz stone as far as doing work with it.
I like that. I never really thought of using that instead of, but I'm going to have to try that. I know another one that I use a lot because, and then we're going to take calls in a minute, everybody, but another one that I like a lot is the blue lace agate, and let me tell you why. I am a stressed out person. Sarah, it would be an hour if Sarah told you how stressed I stay. We'd be here all day. All day we'd be here, but I stay stressed. I have kids, the husband, the house, the oh my God, the magazines, the readings, the classes, the shows, the TV shows, the marketing, the advertising. I could be here all day, people. So from morning till night, I'm stressed. And then Sarah's like, and then she wonders why she has nightmares. Hello, but
yeah,
yeah,
little much.
Yeah, really. So the blue lace agate I like for stress a lot. I find like it brings me down. Like I can be like just, oh my gosh. And of course I have another trick for your chakras when you're like on overload. I like go, if you're somewhere public, go in the bathroom, or you don't want to be closing your eyes looking like you're crazy. People are like, is she dead? But, so go somewhere, private, closet, bathroom, whatever. And all you do is you close your eyes and you pretend that you go dark. You pretend that your whole body falls dark. And then what you do is you take your hands and like push buttons or tap lights, you push on the chakras that you want open. And that helps minimize stress. If I'm somewhere and I'm trying to get my projects done, if I'm trying to do my magazines and I feel like Spirit is just, oh my gosh, will not leave me alone. Spirit needs this. Spirit wants to talk about this or whatever. I close my eyes. I go dark. And the only things I open are my sacral chakra and my power chakra and my root chakra. And I'm done with it. I'm going to finish my project. I want to hear from Spirit right now. Not that they're still not there, but I feel like I've controlled myself enough to get back to work. So it's almost like a mind play thing, but it works. It works.
Yeah, I do a full body flush where I imagine the crown opening and then the bottom of the feet opening, and I just allow this whoosh of pure light, pure vibration to just flow all the way through me and go deep into the earth, and then I just close everything up, and it's almost like you just dropped everything that was happening and it's gone.
Yeah, and that's perfect for when you don't want to deal with Spirit. But I can't, like you can't ground yourself to the earth when you're doing like your spiritual connection, because then and I've tried that before, and that's, I always talk about that. Don't do that because, you don't want to ground yourself to something, earth when you're trying to be up here. But it is more of knowing what to do for what situation. It almost becomes like getting dressed once you figure it out. What stones should I wear today? Well, what am I going to do today? What chakra should I have open today? Well, what are you going to do today? How should I ground myself? Well, what are you going to do? Are you trying to be in the spiritual realm, or are you trying to go to work? What are you going to do? So it's just kind of trying to figure out what you're going to do that day and then follow through with that. And then after a while, it's almost like just getting dressed in the morning. Well, I'm going to do this, because I got to go, and it's like 2 seconds. So it does take a little bit of work, but it is definitely worth it. Now, another stone I want to talk about is the rainbow obsidian. And you said you like your obsidian, and I like obsidian too. I do like the rainbow obsidian for the energy blocks. Sometimes I get blocked a lot. Yeah, me, really, right? So sometimes I get blocked, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I feel like I've sat down in the middle of the road. I feel like I'm not moving. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm doing next. Sometimes I'll message Sarah, I am so overwhelmed. I don't even know where to begin. But, yeah, I take my rainbow obsidian, and I'm like, okay, let's try to find this energy block. Let's try to remove it and go on. Because sometimes a block is so internal that it has nothing to do with what you're doing. I will overwhelm myself with things on my mind, or things that I think is going to happen that day, or things I'm worried about that probably won't even happen, and I make that consume me to the point to where I'm blocked, but I created it myself. So, rainbow obsidian is good for that.
We so often create our own energy blocks without even consciously realizing it. It's really quite frustrating, when you think into it.
Oh, yeah. So what do you suggest, Sarah, if somebody comes to you and they're like, okay, I know I have a purpose. I feel completely blocked. I don't know what crystal is right for me. I mean, so what would you tell them as a very beginning person, like not even open to the spiritual yet, don't even know what abilities they have, just kind of coming to you and saying, give me something to start with to help me open spiritually? What do you suggest?
I would definitely do an amethyst. I feel like that's such a good general stone. It's got a nice soft vibration to it, and so it's not going to be one of those that you hold in your hand and you get tweaked out for like 5 days, because that's happened to me before. And so I love amethyst as a beginning stone. It's very kind of neutral and soft, and it doesn't really force too much on you at any given time.
Okay, good. That's what I normally tell people, some of the softer stones, and I feel like some stones have a higher energy than others, and I call them soft stones, and I'm like, if you're a beginner, always start with the soft stones, and amethyst is one of my good soft stones. I love that. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's take a caller. We have area code 757. Hello, caller.
Hey, T. Hey, Sarah. This is Kia.
Hi.
Hey, what up?
How y'all doing?
We're good.
Good.
Go. Go for. I'm sorry, but yeah, you basically answered my question. I was gonna ask what stones would be good for me, because I really haven't worked with any stones before, and I'm starting to. I never really found them I wasn't interested in them, but then after hearing about everybody talking about them, I decided to buy some. So, I wanted to ask you guys what you.
So what would you suggest, Sarah? Would you suggest he get like a chakra pack of 7, or do you think he should start with just one good one like amethyst?
I definitely think one good one is really nice for beginning, because you're going to notice that as you're holding the stone, you're going to start to feel its vibration. You're going to start to feel how it affects your body. You're going to start to feel almost like what personality it has, if that makes sense to you. And so I find that sometimes when beginners, they get like this chakra set and they get them all lined up, and it's almost a little overwhelming. So just sit with one stone and really allow yourself to just open and feel what that stone has for you. And I really like I said, the amethyst is a really good beginner stone. Ametrine is a really good beginner stone. And then, believe it or not, as much as I'm not into rose quartz, I also feel like that's a good beginner stone, because it really allows you to get in touch with yourself and feel what's going on within you. And then you're able to open up to other stones from that.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, that is excellent. I like that. I'm sitting here writing down notes going, wait a minute. All right. Well,
girl.
Thank you, Kier, for calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Kier.
Thank you.
Good talking
Bye.
to you.
All right.
Okay, you made a really good point about, I notice people on Facebook a lot talk about, I want to get into crystals, and I just bought me a whole chakra bag set of crystals, and I always go, yikes, because I'm thinking, oh, how overwhelming. You're going to open all your chakras. You're just going to freak out all over the place, and people don't understand that crystals have such a high vibration, such a high energy, that if you're not used to them or familiar with them or have worked with them before, you really do need to take it slow. And like you said, see how it feels to you. Now explain that a little bit, Sarah, so for people that go, and what does she mean if it fits you or if it works for you? What kind of vibration do you think they should feel if it doesn't work, and what kind of vibration should they feel if it does work?
Okay, so normally if I'm working with a new crystal, or if I'm trying to figure out if it's right for me, I'll pick it up and I'll hold it in my stronger hand, the hand that I can sense easier with, if I'm doing like a body scan or something like that. And I just close my eyes and I really just allow myself to block out everything else that's going on, any sights, any sounds, any feelings, and just feel the crystal. And what will happen is I will start to feel, if it's the right crystal, if it's something that I'm supposed to work with, I'll feel almost like this really nice flow of pulsating energy, almost like a really soft heartbeat that starts to come over my entire body, and it feels really relaxing, and it's almost like you're laying in the sunshine on the beach, and your whole body just kind of relaxes with it and takes on the energy that it has. If a crystal is not right for me, then I'll close my eyes and I'll hold it, and what'll happen is I'll actually feel like I'm spinning, or I'm starting to go in slow motion, or there's something almost like trying to push me out of my body, and it'll really, really tweak you. And so that's when you know that something is not working with your energy system currently. And that doesn't mean that it's never going to work with your energy system. It just means that at that given time, do not work with that stone. There's other stuff out there for you.
Awesome. Good advice. Good advice. Okay, now, when we want to talk about certain problems, and there's so many, problems with the body, health problems and so forth, so I try to stick to the ones that I know the best. One of them is the thyroid, and I'll tell you why. All my kids have a thyroid problem. They all have hypothyroid. Oh. All of them. They get it from their dad. Their dad has hypothyroidism, and all my kids have hypothyroidism, every one of them. So the one stone that I like the best, and there's a lot of women who suffer from it, I know, and the one stone I like the best is sodalite, although I know that carnelian is also, not carnelian, garnet. Garnet is also a good thyroid stone. I like sodalite because it's a throat chakra stone, it's a blue stone, and it's really good with thyroid. So for you out there who suffer from thyroid problem and you try to find the herbal way of doing it so you don't have to take the Synthroid and all that, try some sodalite. And what you do is, it's a real easy way to do some self-Reiki with that. What you do is you place your hands around your throat with your palms and wrists touching each other. You put a sodalite under your under your fingertips that are touching your neck. Wrap and close fingers around the neck like you're reaching toward the back. Have that sodalite right there in the middle, and however you're going to do it. Some people do it like touching with their fingertips. Some people touch it with their thumbs and actually wrap their hands around the neck. As long as you have your fingers on your neck area holding that sodalite underneath it, I don't care how you do it, but keep it there for about 5 minutes. Now, what that will do is it will activate the throat chakra and the thyroid gland. It also helps with the communication flow. So holding that there 5 minutes daily actually does help. Now, of course, it's not the answer because, of course, you're going to need to do other things for your thyroid, but it does help because I know that with the thyroid problem becomes a lot of, hoarseness in the voice, a lot of voice loss and things like that. So that really does help. Any ideas you have for anything, Sarah? I know you talked about the amethyst that you love and the headaches. What do you use? How do you, like, if you have a headache or something, how do you use that? You said the lapis makes it worse. So what do you use for your headache?
So I turn to the softer stones, the ones that have the lighter vibration. So I'll normally grab just like a clear quartz or rose quartz or something that's really kind of more soothing, and my amethyst, of course. And what I like to do is I just draw a bath, and I just stick them in the bathtub and sit in the bathtub with them. Because what happens is water is a wonderful, 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 what's the word I'm trying to think of? It allows energy to flow through it. It's a conductor. And so if your crystals can go in water, for me, I found that is the best way to just immerse yourself in the entire energy of the crystal, is to just throw it in the bathtub with you and just sit in the tub, and you'll be literally inundated with that energy, but in a very, very positive way. So I really like to do that.
Okay, well, if you put the crystal in there, can you add sea salt to your bath water also, or will that hurt the crystal, or just certain crystals?
Literally all of my crystals I have done sea salt with in the water, and I haven't found an issue with them at all. And even my selenite and my desert rose, which is a form of selenite, they say you're not supposed to stick those in the water at all. I've put them in the water before, and I've even asked guidance, is this okay? And I've gotten like the clearest yes you could possibly get. And I put it in the water thinking that it would totally dissolve and I wouldn't have my stones anymore, but they were completely fine, and it was an amazing feeling, you know, being in the water with that high vibration and that wonderful channel of energy. So I would say that for any crystals that you have, hold them and ask Spirit, ask Universe, what can I do with these? And you'll get a very clear answer of what you can and cannot do.
Very cool. Now, I know there's a lot of women, and a lot of the readings I do for women is always concerns like family and children and infertility a lot. And I do know this only because I always have to answer the infertility crystal questions when I was doing my jewelry. It was like an everyday thing. But I do know this. If you rhodonite, and I hope I said that right, RHODONITE, is great for fertility for both men and women. So check this out. A man can take a bath in it, and so can a woman, and put it in there in your stone. Now, I used to tell women to, like, put it in their pocket and walk around with it all day long and then, you know, use that as their fertility stone. But Sarah has given me this great idea now of throwing it in the bath water. So this is all Sarah right here. This is Sarah props right here.
Do it, girl. Hot tub.
There you go. Yeah. But really that rhodonite and sometimes rose quartz and some carnelian. You know, even though rose quartz is more of a heartstone, I know it is good for sexual problems. And the carnelian is good for your sacral chakra. So, you know, put like one of those in there. But the rhodonite definitely helps with fertility. So put a little of that in there, maybe a little carnelian in there, and you know that should help you hopefully conceive. So I know that one real good.
Okay. I know what to stay away from for now.
Yeah, stay away from it, Sarah. You don't need it. Trust me. I got nothing here. I can tell anybody.
Oh,
Look,
dear.
Anybody comes to my house, they can babysit my kids for one day. They will go and get their tubes tied, I promise. So, yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So another good one that I love, absolutely love this one, is the golden rutilated quartz. And I love this one for energy. And I know we talked about the carnelian as a good energy one, but this one is too. I actually have a ring that is golden rutilated quartz, and I love the energy that it gives me. And the reason that I say carnelian is good too, but if I don't want to focus on computer work, if I don't want to focus on work or projects or anything else, but I just need some energy to get through my day, maybe I just need to clean my house, do some laundry, you know, and I don't want to open up all my crazy chakras, I'll put on some golden rutilated quartz, and then I've got my energy. It also helps. It's a good respiratory stone, so it helps you breathe in and breathe out and get a lot more work done. Because when you're able to breathe good, you know, that helps with energy also. So if you're just needing a good energy stone, I usually tell people carnelian, but I love the golden rutilated quartz for energy. I love it, love it, love it. What do you use, Sarah?
I agree with the rutilations. I also like red jasper for myself for energy. It's more of a kind of a heavier stone for me, how that energy comes across, but I find that it packs quite a punch, and I really enjoy, you know, I know that if I need some power, and power in any sense of the way, whether it be energy, whether it be just me doing my spiritual work and wanting a little more oomph, I always go straight for my red jasper. So that's a good one for me.
Oh, yeah. I love jaspers. I love any of the jaspers. Okay. Let's see what other one. There was another one I wanted to talk about today. And then I lost my page. I had all my pages here together, and I had, I know, I had everything wrote down what I wanted to say, and then I clicked off of it. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Topaz, imperial topaz. You know, like that yellow topaz, not the blue topaz. It's like the yellow topaz or the golden topaz. Now, that one I like for exhaustion, or nervousness and exhaustion, and I get that a lot too. Maybe not so much the nervousness, because y'all know I'll talk to anybody, but but the exhaustion, I get really fatigued a lot, and I find that that's a good one. But here's the problem: it's hard to get. It's so hard to find, you know. I think I have like one piece in my millions and millions and millions of pieces of crystals. I think I have one piece, and it's so hard to find. But I really like that for exhaustion. I also like the where's the other one I like? I also like the jade. And I know it's green, so we're thinking heart chakra here, but I like the jade for the nervousness and the anxiety and the stress also. I like that one. Oh, and here's another one for all you women trying to, you know, get some energy and have a baby. There's fire opal, too. I forgot to mention that. Oh, and you were talking about the red jasper, which is a stone that balances all your vibrations. Have you ever tried the leopard jasper?
I have not, no.
I love the leopard jasper. It's known for its like leopard looking spots, and they can be yellow or orange or red, and it looks like it's like a black stone, and it has like all different colors in it. I love that one. That one also balances all your vibrations, just like the red jasper, and it's a good root chakra stone. So I like that one too. That's a good one. I'm checking into, okay, one for depression. And we talked about the depression one earlier, and I'm going to go back. Mary had asked in chat about depression. It was the ametrine. I'm going to let Sarah tell you about ametrine. She's asking in chat, depression, sometimes I get depressed, so what crystal would be good for lifting the mood? And we talked earlier how the ametrine is good for depression, but what do you think, Sarah? What's a good depression stone that you like?
I actually really like kunzite. I feel like it's got a lighter vibration to it, and it's all about love and like that self-love, and it, for me, for my energy system, it just does like this really nice little tweak. And so if I'm feeling down or just kind of blah, or I don't believe in myself, I always grab a little kunzite, and it seems to have a nice little, just really light. It's like someone coming up to you and saying, hey, you know, get up off your butt. Let's go do this. Let's go have fun. And so I really like that one.
And the blue calcite, that's a good power love stone for self-love. And then also I was going to say, and I know rose quartz is a good one for self-love also, but as far as one for speaking your truth, what about one for speaking your truth? She says she needs to be able to find one for not feeling fear and speaking the truth, or speaking her truth.
Ooh, I would go with a darker stone for that. I would probably grab an obsidian if I was feeling the need. I know that we want to hit more of like the blue with the throat for speaking, but if I need power in any sense, I'm always going to go to more of a black stone, a darker stone, because I know that in that sense I'm at least shielded, and most of the time for me, that's my fallback, is that I don't want to speak because I'm feeling like maybe I'll be attacked for it, or maybe, you know, someone won't like what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. And Kier says, what about holding on to energy of someone else and thinking it's yours? How could you protect and shield yourself from taking on others' energy?
Oh, dear.
That would be a good obsidian and hematite stone, don't you think?
Definitely. The obsidian, hematite. You can even get like a hematite bracelet. You know, those would be really, really good. As far as holding on to energy, always just imagine it like slipping off of you, like you're standing under a waterfall and it's just washing away. Never think of yourself as holding on to stuff. Yeah, that's a scary one. And I also like to use a selenite wand to really help in facilitating and removing any kind of blockages.
Oh, I love that. Okay, look, I'm taking notes as she's talking.
I'm like, where did she go?
I know, she's like, see? I'm like, okay, taking notes. Not like I couldn't listen to the archive too, right? Oh,
she hung up on me again. She's just going to listen to the radio show.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, we did that one time, didn't we, Sarah?
Uh-huh.
was going through like 3 different microphones, and I had to like go to Walmart and keep buying all these microphones, and finally I went to Sam's and got one, and I was like, finally, because my mic wasn't working with my new computer, and it was a nightmare. Sarah kept being left to run the shows by herself, and she was like,
oh, it was so bad. And then I thought I was muted, and so I'm in chat, and I'm like, I can't do anything, everyone. Sorry. And then someone goes, Sarah, I can hear you breathing. And I just died. I was laughing so hard.
Doctor.
Oh, that's creepy. That is so creepy.
I know. because I still had it on. I just couldn't log on. It was crazy. It was just nuts. But, yeah, we don't have to do that anymore, thank goodness. Okay. So let's think of another good one. Tiger eye. You know, tiger eye has been known to be a sacral chakra stone, but I don't like it as a sacral chakra. I just don't. I keep it more for like a pain, and I know people will be like, pain? But what? No, seriously, I suffer from really bad lower back pain, and I guess that's more in my sacral chakra area anyway. But I find the tiger eye pain than I do my actual sacral chakra work of my creativity and projects and all that. Do you use tiger eye a lot?
You know, I don't. I have been around it several times. I have wanted a tiger eye very badly, and every time I get near it and I pick it up and I start, messing with it and feeling if it'll work for me, it just, something about it doesn't feel like it agrees with my energy. So I have yet to have a tiger eye and really work with it, which in a way is a disappointment, but in another way, I guess, I'm not supposed to be working with it.
Yeah, it's like one of those things you said where if it calls to you, I guess, and I know that and everybody's probably like, well, a good pain stone you would be, and I forgot I had my little thing over here, would be a smoky quartz. I use smoky quartz for back problems. That's good for back problems and pain problems in your back as well. So, but okay, so someone in chat is saying, what about a luck stone? Okay, I will tell you, my favorite luck stone in the whole world is green aventurine. And I tell you why, because it's also a money stone. And T likes her money because she got all these kids to feed up in here. So my green aventurine, I love it. So I carry that. I actually have one that's a heart that I carry with me in my purse next to my wallet because T needs to hit the lotto or something, So, yeah, so that's a good luck stone for me. What about you, Sarah?
I've never really, I've always considered myself unlucky, so I've never really thought about utilizing a stone for luck. Wow, let me
Well, look at Sarah, everybody. Let's give lucky Sarah a hand. You just go.
Yeah. Help me out. I need to change my thought patterns on that because I've never felt lucky. Let's see. I couldn't even answer that. I would say
probably a good green gemstone would probably be a good luck stone.
Yeah, malachite right now is, my malachite's like jumping off the shelf at me. I use that one more for shamanic work. I really like my malachite actually. But yeah, I'm going to have to ask what a luck stone would be because that's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, everybody, my aventurine. Well, it hasn't brought me the lotto, so I don't know, but I like it. Oh, my goodness. So, okay, so let's do another one would be, I like, what's a good question, everybody? Oh, you know what I like? Dream stones, where they say, how do I help my dream, control my dreams better or get answers in my dreams? And sometimes I tell people, rainbow moonstone helps me a lot when I have my dreams, but danbarite, did I pronounce it right? Danbarite is a power stone that promotes lucid dreaming. Okay. Now, I have to tell y'all, my 14-year-old son is into this lucid dreaming thing. Freaks me out, okay? Just freaks me out. But he's really into, like, dreaming and things like that. But if you want to control your dream more and be able to gain kind of control of what happens or get the answers that you need, I like danburite. I really do. Now, I need the lepidolite because I need to calm my sleep disturbances, and that's what I've been having for the past 4 nights is these nightmares, so that's a good one for that. I live in here, Cairo, and I can't say half these, but was it Chrysoprase? CHRYSOPRASE. Okay, but I know that's good for nightmares too. And then the labradorite, believe it or not, is good for...
Oh, I love that one. That one is my favorite.
Good for the dreaming and the daydreaming, and it shows us how to reach our goals through our imagination, stimulates our imagination. So, like I always tell Kier and everybody else, where you've got to learn to do your own meditation. You got to pretend you're in that taxi cab driving to the beach or whatever, and you got to use your imagination to do a great meditation. Labradorite would be great for that because it stimulates the imagination and helps you be able to visualize things better. So that would be a good one for that. Yeah, definitely.
And it also blocks, it assists with not allowing any kind of energy leakages. And it kind of forms this barrier around you. So dream time, if I'm having dream time issues, I really like labradorite just to, stick under the pillow and kind of have it there with me so I'm not going crazy.
Oh, yeah. And agates, if you want protection from bad dreams, agates with bandit colors, place them on the head. Well, who's not going to lose that in their sleep? Or right under your head, maybe under your pillow or right where your head would be while you sleep. That's a good one to protect you from bad dreams. And, you talked about the amethyst earlier, and actually putting an amethyst under your pillow can bring good dreams. It can also help insomnia, which I have a lot because I suffer from bad dreams so much. So I need to take a bucket of crystals. I just need to pour them under my pillow. I just sleep on all of them. I'm trying to tell you, it's just crazy. And we're not saying that these will definitely absolutely help, but, it's kind of one of those things that you got to believe it works and then it works type of deal. If you stay closed-minded, I have learned this, Sarah. If you stay closed-minded to the power of crystals and you block their energy, then no, they won't work. But if you open your mind to their healing and you believe that the energy coming in helps you and you honestly try to feel that vibration, then yes, they'll work for you. But if you completely block that energy and you completely just are in doubt, then I don't see how they could work for you in a positive way. Do you?
Oh, no, not at all. And I've had a lot of friends that have come to my house and they see my crystals and they're kind of like, what is this? They think it's all wacky voodoo and they're not really open to it. And so I'll say, okay, we'll sit down and, I'll explain to them that each crystal kind of has its own vibration. It is of the earth. It is from the earth. And they all have a different personality, so to speak. And then I'll put a really smooth crystal, smooth feeling crystal, not necessarily smooth as far as what the hand feel is of it, but like a nice energy crystal in their hand. And I'll tell them to close their eyes and, feel it. And they'll be like, okay, I don't feel this. And then I'll give them a whomper, like a moldavite or something really intense that just will whip your energy system insanely. And they'll feel it. And they'll kind of be like, oh my gosh, this stuff is real. These have powers. They have their own energy systems within them.
Oh, definitely. And everybody's like, what would be a good book? Well, I have the Crystal Bibles by Judy Hall. I use those a lot. I will tell you, though, the more you work with crystals and the more you feel their vibrational energy, you will be able to add more to the table than what's always written in the book. You might feel something that's not written in the book and then be able to relay that to somebody else. So I do use them as a reference, but I have my own little thing that I do. Also, don't forget, everybody, I do have my crystal cards that are coming out, my own crystal chakra healing cards. If you go to my website, psychic.com, and you click on Crystal and Color Therapy and then click on Crystal Cards, I have those coming out very soon, very, very soon. I don't have all the pictures on there of all the cards that are done. I'll put that link in chat for everybody. But always, a good crystal book is good to have, but make sure you get one that has like ailments, like a dictionary of ailments or an index of ailments, to where if you have a headache, you can look up headache and it will tell you the correct crystal to go to. Some crystal books are made to where they expect you to know what the crystals are for, so they'll just put the names of the crystals in the index, and that doesn't really help a whole lot. The one thing I like about the crystal Bibles is that you can actually look for an actual ailment, and it will take you to that crystal. So that's the kind of crystal Bible book that you need. A crystal book that you need is where you can look up something besides the name of the stone, because who wants to be here all day reading about hundreds of thousands of different stones, and then after you finish the last one, you forgot what the first one did. So try to get one with a good index for ailments and what it's for, like luck and dreaming and healing, and make sure it says things like that: power stones, birth stones, zodiac stones, all that stuff. So definitely, and I forgot to mention too, of course I did, I do crystal gemstones readings for anybody who's interested. I do the birthday zodiac one, the birth angel one, and I do the chakra balancing gemstone reading. I also do the crystal healing readings and the chakra healing readings, where I can tell you what gemstones are best for you, and even do like a 7-day pack if you want, or just the one that you can start. And Sarah, she's really good at it too, journeyintoether.com. So you can check out either one of us, and you can find us both on Facebook. If you can't find Sarah's page, I'm always tagging her in my posts. She's always commenting or liking it, and it says Sarah Brown. And so you can find her through my page, and you can go over there and like it, or you can like Journey into Ether on Facebook, and you can always message her from there also if you have any questions. So, okay, everybody, wow, that was a great show. We didn't take very many callers, but that's because we couldn't stop talking for 5 minutes too, So I'm hoping that we covered a lot of issues that you might be having with crystals. But of course, me and Sarah do this show once a month. So I'm sure next month, we'll take callers. We'll try to do the next show on nothing but callers. And so this being our first show, we just kind of want to get it out there, some good crystals for everybody to use. And then the next show, which you can find on this network and this call-in number. If you call this call-in number, you can always find out where the next show is. It's on SGA Network. And then you can call in and ask questions on the next show. So, good show, Sarah. Good show.
Thanks, T. Good. Yeah, this was fun. This was a lot of fun, and it's kind of made me dust off some crystals on my shelf that I haven't used in a while. So
it gets you excited, don't it? It gets you excited to wanna get your crystals out. I know I'm going to. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is we're going to head off, and I'm going to end with the happy song and hope everybody has a great night. Everybody have a great night. Good night, everybody. Good night, Sarah.
Thanks, everyone. Good night. Bye.